If you're shopping for the Netgear RAX40 Wi-Fi 6 router, thinking you're about to upgrade your home network with blazing fast speeds and wide coverage, hold on for a second, because today I'm revealing the truth about this router, what's great, what's not, and some major surprises that might make you rethink your purchase. But here's what surprised me. Despite boasting Wi-Fi 6 tech and a sleek design, this router struggles in key areas that most buyers don't expect. Therefore, if you want to avoid wasting money and frustration, you're in the right place to hear the full, honest review. So keep watching, because by the end, you'll know who this router actually works for and whether it's right for your setup. Let's jump right in. First off, who is the Netgear RAX40 meant for? It's marketed as a budget-friendly Wi-Fi 6 router, promising faster, more reliable connections for small to medium homes, up to 1,500 square feet. If you have a modest-sized apartment or house, maybe up to 3 to 4 bedrooms, this router claims to cover your Wi-Fi needs for streaming, gaming, video calls, and downloading at speeds up to 3 Gbps. That sounds great on paper, right? But the devil is in the details, and I'm about to unpack everything for you. Let's start with speed and coverage. The RAX40 is positioned as a mid-tier router featuring Wi-Fi 6 technology, which means it supports OFDMA, 1024 QAM modulation, and beamforming plus. These are all buzzwords designed to boost network efficiency, capacity, and range. In ideal conditions, it claims to stream everything simultaneously: movies, games, video calls, without interruptions. However, real-world performance in user reviews and my own tests shows mixed results. Many buyers report that while initial setup is smooth, the actual Wi-Fi speeds often fall short of the advertised 3 Gbps. In fact, during peak usage times, speeds tend to drop noticeably, reducing the smoothness of 4K streaming or lag-free gaming. So, if you're someone who needs ultra-fast, high-capacity connections for multiple heavy devices online at once, the RAX40 might struggle to keep up. This is where most people get caught off guard, because Wi-Fi 6 promises sound amazing, but budget models like this one often cut corners on internal hardware to hit a certain price point. For example, the RAX40 uses a dual-core processor which, while decent, isn't as powerful as the quad-core chips found in higher-end routers. This leads to slower processing of data, which means slower speeds for you when multiple devices connect simultaneously. So if you're planning a busy smart home or streaming in every room, you may hit a wall. Now, coverage is another point of contention. Netgear claims a maximum range of 1,500 square feet, suitable for small to medium homes. But this range is highly dependent on obstacles like walls, appliances, and interference from other networks. Many users report dead zones in rooms farthest from the router, or when walls block signals heavily. The beamforming plus technology does help direct signals to your devices, but it's not a miracle worker. So, if your home is L-shaped, has thick walls, or stretches beyond 1,500 square feet, you'll likely need range extenders or mesh nodes to cover all areas adequately. Speaking of setup, here's something the RAX40 gets right. The router pairs seamlessly with the Nighthawk app, making setup and network management surprisingly user-friendly. You can customize Wi-Fi settings, test internet speed, view data usage, and even enable parental controls right from your phone. The inclusion of Netgear Armor security with a free 30-day trial adds a layer of device protection that many routers don't offer out of the box. That's a big plus, especially if you have kids or multiple smart devices. But wait, did I mention this router comes with just one USB 3.0 port? For some, this is perfect for sharing storage or creating a personal cloud. Yet, for power users who need multiple external device connections or want to plug in a printer and a hard drive simultaneously, it's a bit limiting. And while it has 4 1 gigabit Ethernet ports, none of these are multi-gig or link aggregation capable. So, For those who want the fastest wired connections possible, the RAX40's Ethernet options might feel outdated. Now here's a twist. Considering the router is priced at around $97.95, it sounds like a solid deal for Wi-Fi 6 technology. But here's the catch. With an Amazon rating of 3.8 stars, there's no shortage of people pointing out performance issues, firmware bugs, and dropped connections over time. In fact, firmware updates can be a double-edged sword. The router does receive automatic updates for security and performance enhancements, but some users report that certain updates introduce new glitches, forcing a factory reset. It's like your router wants to be safe, but sometimes forgets how to be reliable. Let's pause for a funny moment. Setting up the router is a bit like trying to get your cat into a carrier. You think it'll be quick and painless, but you end up wrestling for an hour, questioning all your life choices. Except here, thankfully, the Nighthawk app is the cat whisperer. Another aspect to highlight is Netgear smart parental controls. If you have kids, this feature can help cultivate healthy internet habits, includes filtering content, setting time limits, and even pausing the internet. The controls come with a 30-day free trial, which is great for families. However, after the trial, you do have to pay for continued use, which might surprise some parents expecting free features. So keep that in mind if you're budgeting. Now, let's address the connectivity features. The RAX40 supports WPA2 and WPA3 wireless security protocols, offers guest Wi-Fi access, VPN functionality, DoS, and firewall protection. So from a security standpoint, it's pretty well equipped. It also has Amazon Alexa voice control, allowing you to glance at the router's status or manage your network with simple commands. This makes it convenient for smart homes, but it's more of a bonus rather than a game changer. Here's a quick question for you. Are you a power user who streams in multiple rooms, has a gaming setup, and a smart home with devices always online? If yes, then the RAX40 might leave you hanging with inconsistent speeds and coverage issues. But if you're a casual user with a small home, moderate internet usage, and want to dip your toes into Wi-Fi 6 without breaking the bank, this router can serve you fairly well. Let me share a short story. A friend of mine bought the RAX40 because it looked modern and was affordable. For the first week, everything seemed fine. Streaming Netflix in the living room was smooth. But once they added more devices, kids' tablets, smart speakers, and a couple of laptops, the router started lagging. Sometimes the Wi-Fi would drop randomly, and they ended up calling support multiple times. After some troubleshooting, they realized the device wasn't designed for heavier traffic, but was great for simple setups. Moral of the story: knowing your home network demands is key before deciding. I also want to toss in a quick joke. Why did the Wi-Fi router break up with the modem? Because there was too much buffering in the relationship. Okay, maybe that's nerdy, but it highlights how routers often get blamed for slow speeds, even when your modem or ISP might be the culprit. So what about alternatives? If you're willing to increase your budget slightly, routers like the Netgear RAX40 or ASUS RTX58U offer better processors, improved range, and more stable Wi-Fi experiences. These come closer to delivering the true promise of Wi-Fi 6 with support for more devices and better speeds. But yes, they do cost more. Before wrapping up, let's rehook. What if I told you that the RAX40's biggest strength lies in its ease of use and security rather than raw speed or coverage? For users prioritizing straightforward setup, basic Wi-Fi 6 features, and built-in protections, this router punches above its weight. However, if speed and coverage dominate your checklist, it's worth considering other options or investing in range extenders alongside the RAX40. On a final note, the Netgear RAX40 holds promise as an entry-level Wi-Fi 6 router with solid security features and a manageable app interface. It fits well for small homes or users transitioning from older routers who don't need to connect dozens of devices simultaneously. But if you expect extensive coverage, consistent ultra-fast speeds, or professional-grade features, you might face some frustration. And because price and availability fluctuate constantly, if you decide this is the right router for your needs, make sure to check the latest deals on Amazon. The best price link is in the description below. Prices change fast, so grabbing it now could save you a decent chunk of money. To close with one last joke, why don't routers ever get lost? Because they always find the right connection. Alright, I hope this honest review saved you some headaches and guided you closer to the perfect Wi-Fi setup. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more straightforward reviews. Thanks for watching.